the last we left off with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, we were finishing up one of the collect the 4 elements quests that BioWare is famous for and Obsidian is picking up with Coder 2. And this one we have to go find 4 missing Jedi Masters. We went for Ed Asner on Dantooine was the stream vote. We hadn't quite finished that mission. It's like a really big combat, so it might take us a couple of loads to clear it, but we're going to give it a shot here and see what happens. I think we're still dealing with enemies here. We'll see once we load in. Oh, maybe we had just finished. I mean, there might not be any more enemies left. I guess I'll go see and talk to people and go ahead and save up in the meantime. I would have gotten a ton of experience from that. I'd probably keep plugging strength. Rely on just wrecking enemies before they can hurt me. Alright, so we already have the best force speed, decent heal. This is an always-on power, which seems like a good idea. It says without a lightsaber. I don't know if that actually improves the skill when you have a light. Oh, this is the power we should be taking. It's the one that was OP in Coder 1. Alright, what else we got here? So she probably doesn't want any more dark side force abilities since she's like 100% light side now. So I guess I'll give her better battle meditation. Not super exciting, but hey, it's a thing. Could be worse. Love repair, I guess. Now, Kreia, on the other hand, I do want to give dark side force powers to, since no one else is really going to get them. I guess I could take the level 2 drain force and hope I can pick up Force Storm soon. It's like 4 levels away. Hey, Serp, how you doing? How is your Wednesday wrapping up?
Thanks for your help with the mercenaries. I hope someday I'll be able to return the favor.
No problem.
You are always welcome here, Jedi.
The lack of follow-up commentary after the mission is pretty typical of Obsidian games. It's like they didn't really have the time to add everything in the end there. I wonder if the merchant died defending it and that's why he's not there anymore. Well, either way, we'll go to the next zone. That's right, because when we finished the mission, Ed Asner, Master Rook, gave us a new lightsaber form, which I think he said was... Let me look at my forms here. Something I can access in powers, I think? Question mark. Powers. Saber. Aggression, Ataru, that's the one. So defense penalty, but a defense bonus versus the current target. And it makes you more likely to crit. Penalties against people that aren't your target, so it's a really good form to switch to when you're doing like a single target boss fight, it looks like.
Unnecessary observation. Targets acquired. Annoying recitation. Let us proceed to facilitate communications. Recitation. And bring about the termination of hostilities.
Alright, let's just... This might be super loud. I did turn the sound effects down, so hopefully it's not too bad, but Destroy Droid is loud when it's spammed on a single target. It wasn't as bad as before. These ones seem to be a little bit more resistant than the last group. Wow, it's like I have infinite force powers with this form we have turned on that increases regeneration rate. See if the game lets me make lightsabers for my other Jedi characters. Probably shouldn't be running around with vibroblades for the whole game. Cool. Still gotta get a new crystal for this lightsaber too. We haven't had the opportunity to do that just yet.
You're one of those cursed soldiers that tore up Kunda. Now I have to fix everything you busted.
Hey man, I was trying to help. You'd be dead if it wasn't for my help. Alright. I'm not going to put the next planet to a vote. I'll slow things down. I'll probably just pick one. But anyone feel strongly? I think it's Korriban, Onderon, and
What do you mean, Pazak? What, again?
the other one.
This is Ronto, Scrag. What house rule says I have to go first?
Love these party banter sequences.
Yeah, well, I'm
It's really
still
cool.
not convinced you aren't cheating.
Warning, if you draw another +/-1 card, I will enact assassination protocols.
This droid is cleaning me out.
Oh shoot! I just got the Club PA early PAX tickets email. Let me forward this to Apex and Mando. Give me one sec here, guys. What are you playing?
Pazak. Well, I'm playing. It's cheating. Whatever, cheater.
Deal me in. This is gonna end badly for me. Yeah, especially just opening with a 7. How did he win the set so quickly? Oh, because I did stand instead of end turn. I see. My bad. I was like, what did I do wrong there? I definitely can't win. I don't have a -3. It's forfeit. It didn't count for anything, so it's fine.
Statement. My memory core has suffered some damage. Statement. Yet somehow, a gap in my circuits makes me feel as if I should remember you. Statement. This is all the more important since during my routine inspection of all potential escape routes from this vessel, I made an interesting discovery. Observation. The navicomputer is voice-locked. As a consequence, you are now responsible for course corrections and astrogation. Statement. That is indeed a great burden. It also raises many questions. Query. Why would someone lock the navicomputer? Answer. Presumably to hide where one has been. Statement. I believe you've been
I love
somewhere.
HK.
Somewhere you wish to keep hidden.
But what's actually going to happen as a result of that? Probably nothing, right? I think T3 is able to take out HK that whole time. I'm going to try to talk to some more folk. He actually did take damage from that. That's funny.
Statement. Master, if you could indulge me for a moment, I must express some degree of irritation at your actions. Perhaps my anticipation of working with one who served at Malachor 5 was too high, but you are countering all those expectations.
And how is that?
Statement. Well, all your behavior up to this point suggests either strong atonement or confirmation that the atrocities attributed to you during the war were in fact accidents.
I'm proud of what I did.
Statement. I suspected as much, Master. There are few who would discuss such things with an assassination droid, and that is perfectly understandable. I mean, what use is there for communication in a galaxy such as ours? Understanding might be achieved, or sympathies might be gained by such callous acts. You are right to remain silent about your past. I have seen the damage that repressing such things brings, and it is far preferable to share such traumas.
Are you trying to provoke me? Hey, Nodden, how you doing?
No, Master. I have no intention of attacking you or enacting assassination protocols.
Why did you ask me about the Mandalorian Wars?
Answer. Why? Because your actions then and now are related, and I feel I need some context. I confess to being somewhat needy that way. Statement. Sometimes, Master, it is difficult for meatbags to step back and gain some perspective on death and its importance in their insignificant lives. Explanation. You see, Master, assassination is such a versatile tool. I have seen the removal of a single target have far-reaching consequences.
It's a very human perspective.
Statement. Master, please. Any
Alright, sorry about that,
comparisons
guys. I was
between
distracted
me
for a
and
bit.
your
I ended up
meat
buying
bags
tickets
leaves
for
a
PAX just
fluctuating,
now.
intermittent
They go on
charge
sale
to my
early for
control
Club PA
clusters.
members, but
I'm
not every
only
year.
trying to
They've
bring
just
death
indicated they might
and
take
its
away that privilege at
impact
some
to your
point.
attention.
Influence lost, as always. Got my full attention again. Can I make new lightsabers now that I've made one before? I'm not sure if it lets you. How do I switch between different sections here? Ah, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so I cannot make a lightsaber from scratch, it looks like. There must be the one story one that I get, and maybe once you have the story one that unlocks future enemies dropping the lightsabers. That's my only guess. Kreia is probably going to be pissed at me, but we may as well talk to her and see what happens.
Did you not?
No dropped frames on my end. Not even. Do you see it on the other thing you could check?
The time to hide your presence is coming to a close, and you will need to increase your training.
Who's doing the training right now is a
Your
question.
training must increase, and there are higher mysteries you must learn. But only you must know the path you will take. I cannot choose it for you. Is it battle that stirs you? To meet an enemy blade upon blade? Such is the way of the greatest of Jedi warriors, the weapon masters. Or perhaps it is investigating the mysteries of the galaxy, seeking out injustice and harm, and bringing it into the light. Such is the way of the Jedi Watchman in the time of Ulic Qel-Droma and Exar Kun.
Qel-Droma's a hero, Exar Kun's a villain, I think, if I know my EU.
And to teach others the ways of the Force,
Ah,
as
very
I
good,
have
Nathan.
the way of the Jedi Masters.
Weapon Master. Jedi Watchman should return to the galaxy. Okay, so this is like doubling down. This is like a prestige class, basically. Let me Google it, because I'm not sure what the actual mechanical differences are. Weapon Master, Watchman, Jedi Master. Sentinel, Weapon Master, or Watchman. It is prestige classes. You don't really get to pick a base class in this one. I guess they give you prestige classes instead. I'm gonna see if I can find an article that just summarizes the differences. Sith classes have Force saves. Guardians and Weapon Masters are much raw power, minimal Force usage. Sentinels and Watchmen are skill-based all around. Great saving throws. Worse light side prestige. A lot more complex in Coder 1. Still not getting a list of just the differences between them. Hey Yukipo, how you doing? Hey, when's your second interview scheduled? Super exciting. Oh wait, here we go. And if I were Dark Side, it would offer Sith Marauder, Sith Assassin, or Sith Lord. That's cool. The Weapon Master gets different skill training, different feats. Superior weapon focused lightsaber, superior 2-weapon fighting. Yeah, okay. I'll take Weapon Master. I'm already Guardian.
It is not some great test you require to be what you strive to be. It is only your decision to find that path that matters. From here on, you guide your destiny.
Just got an achievement.
But in order to take the next steps, you must face your past
2-hour
and put it
drive,
to
yeah.
rest.
You become a prestige class and taking your first steps is learning the higher mysteries of the Force. Oh, I like mysteries. Okay, so now my class has just changed to Jedi Weapon Master. Interesting. I wonder if I could have done that sooner. Greater prestige sense, deflect, increase melee damage. Can I see what those are from this menu? I think so. Dueling, Jedi defense. What other options do I get here? Conditioning, toughness, regenerate force points. That actually sounds pretty good. Superior weapon focus sounds great though. Additional +1 attack bonus with lightsabers. Reduces the attack penalty of character wielding a double-bladed weapon or 2 weapons. Reduces the attack penalty by an additional 1/0. Okay. Yeah, I think we want the attack bonus first. These both seem pretty good. Basically just guarantees you're always going to hit if you have these feats. I think I get feats more frequently under this ability too. Beast Trick. Distracts a creature or beast. Mind Trick I'm probably never going to use in combat. I already got the Force Power I was really interested in. I guess I could take the Deflection upgrade in case I ever get disarmed, like as a story event, but Battle Meditation is probably better. Okay, cool. Since I've already focused on melee no force in this game, it's too bad there weren't prestige classes in the first games. It looks like the Jedi Master consular equivalent gets a lot of cool stuff. Save, and let's go to a different planet. I think I'll probably save Korriban for last again. Nar Shaddaa was the other one. Yeah, we can do Onderon. Cool. PAX badges are confirmed. If the Twitch mobile streaming protocol is out by the time we go to PAX this year, I might stream from PAX, like just walking around the whole time. It's something they're supposed to be releasing this year. It might also be difficult depending on how like intense the protocol is, because there's so many people there that are using the mobile data. But if not, we'll live document it in Discord again like we did last year, which is a lot of fun. And I'll see if I can find the Elgato booth to stream from there.
Well, this is Onderon. It looks like there's a long line to get into the Isis starport.
Something feels wrong here. A great disturbance here in orbit, and again on the planets below.
I guess this blockade is a symptom of larger problems on Onderon. Looks like we're about to find out. I'm receiving a message from some Colonel Tobin. Patching it through.
The Ebon Hawk. I was told to expect your arrival. I don't know your business on Onderon, but it ends here.
It's not too far for you, right, Yuko? How many hours away is Seattle for you to drive? I'm only really able to go because I'm in Club PA and I get the early PAX badge notification.
We've taken some hits. We can try to fight back, or I can
Otherwise,
outrun them
when they
and
go
hide us
for
from the
sale
jungle
normally,
moon
they
nearby.
sell out in
It's
the
your
space
call.
of like minutes. Moon. Oh man, I haven't done one of these in a while. The controls are much tighter on controller. It was meant for a controller in the first place, and the way you did it on mouse and keyboard was super weird. Like you'd use WASD to move the targeting reticle. And the mouse could only make like slight movements. Tell it was not meant for mouse and keyboard. I've heard that the Mako controls in Mass Effect 1 are like that. Like, pretty bad on computer.
I can't keep us in one piece much longer. Sorry to spoil your fun, but we've got to land now. I'm gonna put us down on that
I
jungle
haven't played
moon.
to the moon, no. I think Sailor Dan was talking about saving up some time and putting it on subblock. Heard it's really, really good. Though, does the Old Republic do the same thing? It's interesting. Excited to check that game out. I'm almost halfway there. We're living out prayer. They weren't too bad. Okay, gotcha, Spiky. I know they changed the hacking minigame on PC. From like Simon Says.
Just once I wish someone was glad to see us. But no, if it isn't weapons pointed at our heads, it's someone trying to blast us out of the sky. I remember the days when welcoming committee used to mean something, without being followed by blaster bolts.
What now?
Well, the space battle's still going on overhead. Since they were so eager to use our hull for target practice, I doubt they're just going to forget us.
We gotta call it a
I don't
space
like
battle, right?
Onderon is about as far from the core as you can get and still be in the Republic. But even out here, the locals have heard of us.
I'm apparently a
We're
monster
lucky I
among
was
Star
able to
Wars
find this
fans.
place
I
to
never
land.
really care for
Looks like
space
something
battles.
has cleared away the jungle in a few spots around here.
Can you get the
It's
ship
taken a
working?
little damage, nothing too serious. I'm shutting down all unnecessary systems until we make repairs. It'll keep us from being a target. Well, the space battle's still going on.
Okay, no.
Crash.
This is Dxun, where the Mandalorians began their crusade against the Republic.
Dxun.
The remains of whatever outposts you detected here are military ones. We should be careful.
This is where the Mandalorian Wars started? This doesn't look like much of a battlefield.
Much is buried here.
Good
and
wireframe
there is
animation there
much
for
that
Adam.
should remain
Not just the
buried.
stock engine animations.
Until the ship is repaired, we're not going anywhere. Unless you can find another route to Onderon, we should sit tight.
There may be a means to get to Onderon by another route. The Force has guided us
You
here
like
for a
fly
reason.
through the Force
we
or
should
something?
explore our surroundings.
Find a different ship, I guess is what she
There
means.
is something here.
Something? Oh, there's something here, all right. Predators. Not small flit darters, but big, mean, nasty predators.
Nevertheless, we should explore our surroundings, and that nearby outpost would be as good a place as any to begin.
So to the outpost.
Well, if you go, be careful. No telling what other ships were forced down in the battle.
Really? Oh,
I have a
man,
feeling
he's
the
pretty
ship
silly.
will not be repaired until our business here is concluded. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, I understand. What's so important about this place?
This is where the Mandalorian Wars began. He fought here once, and there are things here he must see.
He fought here? Why didn't he say anything?
Do you speak of all your battles? Or are there some you wish to forget?
Walk and talk. I can't hear you walking in the hallway, Kreia. Alright, Beodur and Visas. Yes. I might try to chat with Beodur and get some more story out of him here shortly. Oh, do they all get a free level up and I got a prestige class? That's cool. My thing, the reason space battles aren't as exciting for me, like those are the epitome of, how do you phrase it? Like One Punch Man type sequences where I don't feel like the resolution is based on the decisions of characters. It's just like what did the developers decide, or no, when I say developers, I should say the authors, the film writers decide was going to happen. Like I'm kind of just waiting for them to show me the result, you know, and I don't feel invested in the events like I might in a fist fight or, you know, a dramatic, tense scene filled with dialogue. There's some exceptions, like the trench run in the original Star Wars, Episode 4, A New Hope. Like, that's a very character-driven sequence where Luke has to get rid of his targeting computer, right? So that's interesting to me. But something like the space battle in Force Awakens just didn't really resonate with me at all. Like, I didn't feel a sense of drama. I don't know if that's just a problem with me, if anyone else has something similar. They really dig space battles. Yeah, I agree, Kupo. I think that's part of the fundamental problem with human storytelling. Like, there's a lot that happens on giant scales like that, and we're very bad at getting it and being interested in it, you know? That's why we have so many stories like, oh yeah, there's this giant battle, but let's go follow the tiny squad of like 5 likable characters as they infiltrate and make it easier on everybody else. Regenerate vitality points. Can't do the regenerate force points, can I? Is that prestige only? No, I might want that then. Oh wait, no, there it is. Yeah, let's do that. Get that extra 4 speed. Yeah, not being able to follow what's going on. So that, I guess that's a separate problem, right? Like, movies like John Wick do a really good job of not cutting constantly in the fight scenes, so you can tell what's happening and you can feel invested and excited from shot to shot. But it's the crazy modern Hollywood style of just, like, cutting constantly. Like, there's that, what is it, Taken 3, I think it is, this shot of Liam Neeson jumping over a fence. It's like 7 seconds long and it has 17 cuts. That really draws me out of the action and has me almost totally uninterested. Get him, could do HP regeneration, or I could finish getting critical strike. Melee attacks. Let's do that for now. Oh, why aren't you happy about the Witcher show? Does it involve people that we should be trusting to make something like that? Not of them?
Yes, General?
Be more afraid than excited?
Sorry, General, I'm something...
To progress your story, man, you're almost at max light side, but not quite. Yeah, if quick cuts are done intentionally, rather than to mask the lack of training of the actors, then that's fine. It's one of those things where it's like them having more tools as editors kind of gets in the way of their creativity and storytelling. Right. Yeah, for sure.
How may I serve?
Hopefully they succeed. It seems like a cool setting. I haven't actually played any Witcher games or really watched anyone play them, so I know nothing about them. Anti-hero Monster Hunter. Can you tell me what makes The Witcher unique without spoiling anything? Having not seen it, I have no idea.
This one will fall.
Oh shit, I'm gonna triple cast for speed there. Come on. Maybe that's all the better if it's something that's indescribable, right? Dark and awful. This is like a Diablo type setting. If you think back to Diablo 2, like, yeah, there's these people that are doing these quests, but like nothing actually matters. The world sucks at the end of the day, no matter what they do. Yeah, I think Gritty might be different. I maybe have an idea of what you're getting at, though. Sure, this person's making little headways and improving things sort of in a very small area, but there's no hope. Just delaying the inevitable, basically.
Still going on. The Hawk's sensors just picked up a contact heading to the moon. Most of the ship's systems are powered down, so it's about all I got. That ship may have landed nearby, though, or it may be on the other side of the moon.
Very
so you
simple.
might want to prepare for another friendly Onderon welcome.
Yeah, Diablo 2 might be a fair comparison then. There's another one I've played recently that's similarly cynical. I'm trying to think what it was. Video game. Right. Dark Souls. Thank you, Spiky. I don't know why it couldn't come to me, but yeah. Sure, you're on this quest and you're fighting these big things, but it doesn't fucking matter in Dark Souls. Talk about a cynical world. I think that definitely beats Diablo for that tone. And you do it because you do it. Dark Souls, or The Witcher is really the Dark Souls of monster hunting. Is he a monster hunter in the sense that like Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a monster hunter, having not played the games? Is he going up against different monsters of the week? Dead Republic pilot. Reverend says we must take Dxun. Our wing of military droid carriers are to fly in low and drop our payload onto the jungle moon. Once the droids hit dirt side, they'll seek out the Mandalorian base and pave the way for our ground troops and the Jedi. Expecting heavy resistance, and if the droids can't take out the anti-air turrets, this is going to be one short mission. Cannot fail if we do, the Republic's lost. That's true, Yukupo. Truer words have never been said.
My life is yours.
This is on you, Beodur. Dark Grizzled Buffy. Let's see. Yeah, because Buffy's fine, but Buffy isn't cynical. I have a reason to blow these guys up, right? System commands, repair core. Back to the droids. Maybe that's only if I like go and approach them directly that I can modify them. Thought that meant that I could like manage the droids, but I guess not. Right, sure. Alright, well that makes sense. Definitely had some really good Netflix shows and some not so great Netflix shows, so we'll see. I feel like they do have a little bit more freedom than a traditional TV show, which is nice.
How may I serve?
How many repair parts do I have? Enough to turn all these guys on, right? Yeah, that gives a ton of experience. I think there were more back here. Just gonna double check really quick before we progress further. Soul Trouble, you think you're going to Onderon. Surprise! You're totally not. Not much of a skybox. Hey, the droid I sent out is killing stuff. What a treat. By the way, if you guys were watching Metal Gear Solid yesterday and you missed the very end, we ended with the Psycho Mantis boss fight. If you've never played that game before, I urge you to watch the end of that VOD at some point. It's pretty awesome. That would be like my why should you play Metal Gear Solid argument would be that boss fight. Also, the Valkyria Chronicles review is out as of today. The link's in Discord if you wanted to check that out. It's a cool turn-based tactical RPG, like fantasy, World War II-ish Europe. Next one we're working on is Monster Hunter Generations, and then Zelda Breath of the Wild. If you're a Patreon subscriber and haven't yet, you can go to vote.marstead.com and there's a tab for you to vote on which review you'd like to see next, which game you'd like to see review next. Such a good fight. It was kind of rough to do on, I was playing it on Dolphin. I have the physical copy of the game, but you need to capture it with Dolphin. And it requires you to change the controller port that you're plugged into because he reads your mind. And since it's a GameCube game, you have to switch between all 4 ports, so backing out to change the port I was plugged into repeatedly was a little frustrating, but we got it. That's one of those things where like that Psycho Mantis fight is cool on its own, but it's also really important. I think that kind of opened the door for a lot of fourth wall breaky shenanigans we've seen in video games since then, in games like Undertale.
Orbital fighting just ended. That Colonel Tobin
Somebody brought up the whole
took a shot at us. I'm still working on the repairs.
anti-piracy stuff they used to have in old PC games like Monkey Island and NES games like Star Tropics, but not in the middle of a fight like that. What we got over here?
How may I serve?
Keep on hacking these things, and it gets us a bunch of XP. There's not a maximum level in this game, I don't think. Let me see really quick. Next time I meet a merchant, I should probably buy more repair parts since I basically just spent all of them. Uh-huh. See, I have a lightsaber, right? Chug family. Educated Shirley. Hunting me. Changes a bounty on my head. I can start the space battle. My responsibility, whether I admit it or not. Alright.
You are no match for us.
And there's that Force Whirlwind or Force Wave spam. I only have to cast it once. Probably wasn't work quite as well later in the game against the enemies that have better force resistance. Hey Sornus, how you doing? How has your week been treating you? Sornus, is a good question to ask you. Do you remember how I go about getting additional lightsabers if I wanted to craft some for Visas, for example? Like, it feels like they're a lot stingier with providing you lightsabers in this game. I thought I might be able to craft them after I made one, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Dxun Jungle. Get them on Amazon. Right. Construct additional pylons. Use the droids. It's droid deficiency at its best. Shit. And watch out for the knockoffs. Some product I was trying to find on Amazon recently and I could not find it, and it would be like, you know, not being able to find something on Google. It's pretty distressing. I'm trying to remember what it was. It might just be a product that doesn't exist. I was really surprised. Use the mod that gives you 10 on practice. Fair enough.
I will deal with your failure later, Captain. But for now, find that ship.
I hear you on the sleepy.
Ally has indicated that the Jedi hasn't
part of Andrea's depression lately, so she's improved from the suicidal thoughts with her new medicine. But she's just in a position now where every day she just like looks forward to bed. That's all she wants to do is go back to sleep every day. Well, that's an improvement from like wanting to drive your scooter off the side of the canyon, but it's kind of a bummer. I still like sleeping regardless. I wish that I could feel at bedtime the way I feel in the morning when I wake up, and feel in the morning when I wake up the way I feel at bedtime.
A weakness is revealed.
Lots of coffee. There was some Reddit post today that was like, when you have so much caffeine and it just increases your heart rate while still making you feel unmotivated. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Unnecessary observation. Targets acquired. Annoying recitation. Let us proceed to facilitate communications.
Get they push you up against all these different HKs on different planets so that you can repair HK eventually. One of the significant bits of content they added in this restored content mod has to do with the HK units, which I'm excited to see because it was heavily foreshadowed in the original release of Coder 2 and then just didn't happen. I was like, what the heck? This game keeps talking about this thing and we didn't actually do it. I was convinced that I just missed something and couldn't find it.
I shall make this one see. A weakness is revealed.
A lot of energy drain, then soreness. Yeah, I hear that. Seems no way they give us any more droid upgrade or HK pieces once you finish repairing him. 10:30 is crazy late for me, man. Yeah, you hear that, Yukiko? I need to get battle meditation to last a bit longer, just a hair. This isn't gonna go well.
Hold it right there. We've got you surrounded. I'm surprised you got this far. The jungle doesn't usually let its prey go that easily. What are you doing here?
What is it with Mandalorians in this damn moon?
We claimed this moon decades ago, when we reforged ourselves after Dxun.
Yeah, I can hear that, Yukiko.
Some of us call it home. Why are you trespassing here?
Ship crashed. Thinking of starting a Zerka office.
We expected as much. Few visit Dxun by choice. We have orders to escort you to our camp. Our leader wants to speak to you.
I'm not finished exploring yet.
You are coming with us. I'm supposed to escort you peacefully, but the alternative is quite acceptable. So your choice is follow us as our guest, or see how Mandalorians have earned their reputation.
I'll go with the guest. Probably should have suspected something from the lone campfire and flag before I approached it. PR guest. Mandalorians start singing in unison. The SNL clip with Norm Macdonald is in a musical by accident. I keep looking around like, did you guys coordinate this?
So you're the intruder. Our sensors picked up your handiwork in space.
I know that
I am
voice.
Mandalore, leader of the Mandalorians.
That would be John Saigon, voice of Solidus Snake when we get to Metal Gear Solid 2, and a character in Coder 1. Could have given him like a voice filter or something to not give away who he is.
Scattered perhaps, but we're still alive. Alive and rebuilding.
What is this place?
This used to be the heart of the Mandalorian war effort. From this complex we commanded an armada that had the Republic on the run. It didn't last.
Why'd you use Dxun?
Mandalorians have a rapport with this jungle. Every moment here is a struggle. All creatures gripped in a constant war for survival. The sole purpose of the weak is to feed the strong. We train here and learn the lessons of the jungle. The beasts also help us keep our edge. So it's transportation you want. It so happens I have a small shuttle that's more than capable
He's so
of
friendly
running
and
the
helpful.
Onderon military blockade. I make occasional trips to ISIS for information and supplies. If you want to go with me, you're going to have to prove your worth.
How can I prove myself?
Figure it out yourself.
Yeah, the
Ask
lessons of
around.
the jungle.
See if you can make yourself useful.
Disney owns it now. They could totally do a Mandalore musical. I'd watch the shit out of it. Hey Fitz, how's it going? See what I can do.
I'll let Kex know that you check out. We found more gear than we can use, so you can trade with him if you need some more supplies. Be careful in the jungle. Our patrols have stopped until the space
The
traffic dies
Mandalorian
down.
Wars is a
Challenging beasts have
3-part
cleared from
musical.
the area, but what's left might still be too much for you.
They already do like some Star Wars dance routines at Disney World now, I hear. Seen some shots of it. Killed so many people. It was rad.
All scouts report in.
I can't talk more to him. So I'm gonna treat this as if this were my first time playing it. I recognized John Saigon's voice immediately when talking to him when I played this 13 years ago. That's Canderous Ordo, your Mandalorian party member from Knights of the Old Republic 1. So I was saying they probably should have given him like a vocal filter or something.
What do you want?
Preserve the surprise. Alright, don't go up there. Gotcha. Fair enough.
Your ship's pilot and gunner are both skilled. You destroyed many. So, you're the Jedi the camp's been talking about. And you're planning on exploring the jungles to the south?
You guys will let me.
I'm Zarga. I instruct our raw Mandalorian recruits in the ways of discipline and battle.
Fortunately, they learned to stop fighting each other while someone else is talking.
It's been 3 days.
But other sequences where there's loud ambient sound effects during dialogue. Sure he's dead?
If Kumas wasn't dead, he'd be back already. If you find his body, just bring it back.
Why do you want it?
Good point. I don't want his body, just his equipment. Field strip the
That makes more
corpse and bring
sense.
the gear
Will
back.
fit in my hammer space pockets. Okay. Mandalorian quests. Zuka.
Alright, stand back. Let's see if that
Oh, that's a bummer.
Sith's blood. Fixing anything in this rotting
Pretty good
fisting
oath.
place is an uphill battle. This jungle attacks anything made by man. Restoring the generators and computer systems is no easy task.
Maybe I can help.
You're trying to help Mandalore. If you can fix the power problem I'm having, I'll put in a good word for you. I'll take whatever help I can get. Whatever wires and tech haven't been corroded by the jungle are at least 10 years old.
What's the problem?
You got this,
I'm trying to
Bear.
get the relay dish operational, but several components are broken and need
I think they decided to make all the Mandalorians except for Canderous like New Zealanders because of the person they cast to play Jango Fett.
Your space battle may have attracted unwanted attention, and our shuttle's sensors can't cover the whole moon.
Space Kiwis.
Seems just about everything involved with a relay dish is broken. I've been trying to fix it for weeks and still no success.
I can take a look at it, if you will permit it.
If you think you can help, there's the broken cables right over there, and the relay
Thanks,
maintenance
Bear.
structure's behind me. You can find the telemetry computer in there. The only thing I know for sure is we need a new phase pulse converter for the tracking computer.
That sounds like Technobabble.
That part's rare enough in most space sports. Finding one here would be difficult.
It's probably out in the
Actually
jungle
already
somewhere.
found one in an old weapons cache, but flaming Canox ate
Of course, it's going to be in the jungle.
That's a problem with Canox. They'll leave you alone if you keep your distance. But if you turn your back...
Propagable's had his
they'll eat
school
anything
schedule
they
get
can
more
in
aggressive,
their
so he's
mouth.
mostly been watching the VODs. He was in for a couple weeks when he had Easter break.
Just gut every Canox you come
Theater's
across.
pretty great.
You wouldn't believe the things you can find in those little beasts.
I like it when they make characters that are contrary to whatever their like racial stereotype would be in a fantasy or science fiction setting like this, right? Like, can we play as a Bith who's not a musician, please?
Alright then. Come back when you have the converter and we can see about getting these systems working again.
You gotta be kind of careful with that, though. Like, that's how you get Drizzt, Durden type characters all over the place. Like, there have probably been more chaotic good Dark Elves played in tabletop RPG settings than, you know, the type that they're meant to play toward.
What do you want?
Who are you?
No problem. I just don't know why Mandalore let you roam free.
He's a nice guy.
I don't trust you. I'm Kex, the new quartermaster. If a Mandalorian needs something, they come to me. Mandalore's ordered me to let you have access to our supplies, including some military-grade surplus. It's not free, though. You can pay with credits or trade in some of your gear. Doesn't matter to me.
Let's see what you have. Probably need more repair parts. Gray Jedi robe. Mandalorian heavy suit. Exchange work clothes. I think I already have one of these, yeah. Shield generator reflex package. No repair parts. Bummer. Cowardly Miraluka librarian. Nice. Don't all Miralukas have at least some force sensitivity so that they can see? Or that's part of the point. That's definitely a class of RPG players. Like, let me try to make the most ineffective character possible, and see how I can solve problems in that situation. I'll put the min in min-maxing. Yay! Fix broken wires. I can still see through the force, we can't manipulate it, you see. Alright, talk to that guy. This map in particular feels pretty underfurnished and like without a particularly compelling skybox compared to a lot of the other areas in KOTOR 1 and even in 2. I hadn't really thought about that before. The Jedi probably have something like the equivalent of the Army Corps of Engineers, right? You gotta be able to be like, you know, a Jedi receptionist. Taking some basic training. Yeah, it's such a hard balance to achieve. Like, getting a respectful playgroup with a bunch of different people that have different personalities is one of the hardest things about tabletop RPGs, I think. I've definitely had the bad experiences, mostly in high school. You just have toxic players that aren't in on the story, so to speak, right? That's probably the most important thing, that regardless of different people's playstyles, that everyone just be interested in collaboratively telling a story, and like, if you question something that happens, a player decision or a DM decision, you don't disrupt the flow of the game to call it out and be a dick. Maybe you reach out to the GM after the game. Very, very hard to get to that point.
For Mandalore! This is our battle circle. You should leave us. This place is for Mandalorians alone. Even if the sergeant lets you fight with us, you will never truly be one of us.
Well, I don't really want to be one of you.
So the Jedi Order isn't completely dead. You always had
Jedi Education Corps, Agricultural Corps, Medical Corps. Really? That's cool. Does everyone have some basic level of force sensitivity, like lifting pebbles? You're saying?
with you in the battle circle.
He don't seem as aggressive as the other Mandalorian. That seems like a really rude thing to say.
You talk with the sergeant. Today is his day to preside over the circle. Each fight is different because the Mandalorian with greater honor dictates the terms of the engagement.
Oh, that's cute.
But there will be no terms if we fight. Everyone else will deny you your lightsaber and the use of your force. But I want to fight you with all your skill. Victory isn't important in the battle circle. What is important is discovering more about yourself
right, you
and your opponent.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yeah, absolutely.
The Jedi comes to grace us. The battle circle is reserved only for real warriors. Your Jedi ways won't help you here.
Could probably just get Flight of the Conchords to do a Mandalorian album. Like, they already did that Fellowship of the Ring song.
The battle circle is only a small part of our training regiment. A full Mandalorian warrior is a master of many fighting techniques, and here, all of them are tested. If you were to compete, you would have to do so on our terms, for that is the way of the battle circle. Those with great honor decide the terms of engagement. Jedi rely too much on their vaunted powers. They lose touch of the power of their arms and feet. Without your force, would you be a match for even the lowliest of Mandalorian warriors? If you want to try and fight us on our terms, that can be arranged.
I want to fight.
You are new here, so you will fight Davril. He is young and has not been able to prove himself in battle. Davril, what are your terms?
No weapons, no Jedi tricks, and no items.
Fox only, Final Destination.
A true test of strength.
Put your weapon away, Jedi. Don't step out of the circle and pull any death blow. No one dies in the battle circle. Step into the battle circle. Now you will experience a true fight.
Let's get all the bonus unarmed damage from picking Weapon Master, which seems interesting to get an unarmed bonus for picking Weapon Master.
The Jedi is the clear
A
and
name
honorable
means nothing.
victor.
The battle circle.
Davril is just a recruit. I'm not surprised you won this fight. A challenger has expressed interest in fighting you. As little honor as you have gained, it is sufficient to accept.
I guess there's even a difference between Sornus's character and like really let me try to make a character that's blatantly and intentionally ineffective, right? Not just against type. Definitely played with that sort of person before. I've done stuff where I've had to be creative. Like I had a mute half-orc character who only talked by like scribbling on a board like a Looney Tunes character. It was pretty fun. So I was limited in how many characters I could conceivably write in a turn.
So the Jedi Order isn't completely dead. You always had hidden strengths. Very hard for even the wisest Mandalore to judge and predict. I have studied much of the Jedi.
Ah, I got you, sir.
I would be honored to...
Here to watch a fight?
I want to fight.
After defeating Davril, you have gained some small honor.
You have
There is a
medium
challenger
honor.
for you. He is
You have extra large
quartermaster.
honor.
Since he is the challenger, you get to choose the terms.
Why does he want to fight me?
As quartermaster, he has little opportunity for any glory in training. He isn't as skilled as Davril. I will send a runner to Kex. Prepare yourself for your fight,
Plus
Jedi.
2.416 points of honor. It's a currency you can use to purchase PvP goods.
The match between Kex and Jedi is over. The Jedi is the clear and honorable victor. If you want to fight again, let me know.
Oh, I will. Kind of want to use all my tools, but I feel like because of my bonuses to unarmed damage, I'm just kind of wrecking them.
You choose to fight again. Now face a real Mandalorian warrior. Tagrin, what are your terms?
Just fist and foot like your fight with Davril. Nothing else.
Tagrin chooses to fight hand to hand. Remember, no weapons allowed, and absolutely no use of your force.
Bad choice. You should have picked blasters. Then I would be in trouble.
The match between Jedi and Tagrin is over. The Jedi is the clear and honorable victor.
Yeah, right, Sornus.
The only Mandalorians left for you
I think
to fight
that
are
doing
our
the
champions.
latter is a fun challenge, and it requires good knowledge of the rules of the system you're playing.
The kind you gain fighting foes to the death. And a champion must observe and deem your actions worthy. There are two champions in the camp.
It's hard to do both. You have to have a DM that's willing to separate flavor and mechanics to some extent too. splitting those a lot of the time. Is there a log I can read? Maybe not. Thinking of a different game.
Unless a battle circle champion vouches for you, you cannot fight anyone else in the...
Raylord probably will, right?
So the Jedi Order isn't completely dead. I have studied much of the Jedi.
Can you vouch for me?
I could only do that if I observed you fight an enemy in real combat. I have seen your matches so far, and I do not doubt your worthiness to face me. But the rules cannot be changed. The other champion, Kelborn, is in the jungle on a mission. Perhaps your paths will cross, and you'll have your opportunity there.
Hmm. I always tried to think about how to manage that. Like, do you want your flavor and your mechanics to be married in a tabletop RPG? Or do you want to keep them as separate as possible? To me, that's like whether you worry about tracking things like non-magical ammo and food and drink, that sort of thing. Andrew and I watched, I have a sudden desire after playing these games and seeing the trailer for The Last Jedi to watch back through all the Star Wars movies. We watched Phantom Menace again. It's pretty bad. I was like, maybe it's actually not that bad, and I'm just buying into all the hype. I'm going to try to watch it with as open a mind as possible. It's pretty bad. A lot of issues. As silly as the Darth Jar Jar thing, I don't think it's that much sillier than Yoda in general. If only that it had been timed better and didn't have an entire movie split between them, if that's really what Lucas was going for. When you first meet Yoda in Empire, he's as silly, if not sillier, than Jar Jar. But that turns around really fast, so that's cool.
We've called off our patrols outside the camp. We usually find some entertainment in clearing out the worst of the beasts. But without our patrols, some of the larger beasts may be around.
25.3 out of 100 on exactly. So.
You've been warned.
Anyone else?
Who knows? Our relay dish is down, and until Zuka repairs it...
Yeah, it was a fun time. I'm glad we watched them.
The military has cordoned off the planet, so there shouldn't be anybody else down here.
We just watched Phantom Menace, but I'm excited to watch Attack of the Clones, because the last time I saw Attack of the Clones was opening night. I think I saw Revenge of the Sith 2 or 3 times, but I only saw the second one once. Thank you. Let's go explore the jungle some more. Powers. I could do Force Wave. It would be good to stack that up on somebody. No feats that turn though. It's just Strength. Or Constitution. Let's do Con because that gets me better implants. Curious if she should be able to use a much better implant with that +3 con bonus. Seriously? Wow, her base con just must be garbage. That or it's not reflected in the stats on the right side. Oh. Yeah. I love that scene. Dust. Wind. Dude. Oh! Oh! Sands in the hourglass. So are the days of our lives.
You finally arrived, Jedi. I seek to reclaim the honor that you stole from me. I challenge you here, outside of the battle circle. This time, we fight to the death.
It's under Socrates. 1 second. HVAC is wrapping up tomorrow, it sounds like. Why do you want to fight me again?
You would deny my request? I want to fight here, in front of other Mandalorians, to prove my worth. Do not shame me further.
There must be other ways to prove yourself.
There were no wars to fight, no great enemies to destroy. I wish this was a different age, where our armadas were a force to be feared. I was too young to fight in the Mandalorian Wars. Years ago, young Mandalorians would fly point in a basilisk, laying waste to anything before them.
Basilisk is a Mandalorian ship. Probably looks like a slave one, but isn't actually the slave one.
What little honor I have earned, you stripped from me in the battle circle. This I won't allow.
Basically, right?
You would deny my request? I want to fight. Now you...
Sure. I get to do whatever I want this time though, right? Which means the lightsaber's back in business. Oh, I do have a short lightsaber. Go ahead and equip that in the offhand for her. Wonder if this game has any weapons that function as unarmed, like glove type things. It wasn't really honorable when 3 of us fought the poor guy. Sorry, dude. I tried to not kill you. I'm actually curious where the whole Mandalorian concept came from. Like, is that just a random footnote in describing Boba Fett's armor? It doesn't come up proper in Empire or Jedi. I don't really talk about Boba Fett at all, really. I wonder if that was all an EU creation to start with. All classes gain unarmed damage as they level up.
Wait a moment. Do you see that boma over there? The Force flows through even these simple creatures. If you empty your mind, you may be able to feel its thoughts.
Talking to animals.
They are fully formed. Basic
That's the Star Wars expanded
urges,
universe.
Dominated by every breath and every moment. Primal and unsophisticated. Good. Beasts can be easier to affect than other sentients. But you must bridge the gap between what distinguishes us and them. You feel its consciousness, yes, like a low rumble before the storm. Use the Force to create a barrier around it. Make it with care and subtlety.
Care and subtlety, eh? I'll try. Beast control. Wonder if that's actually doing some kind of roll in the background.
You came close, and you have potential. With practice, you can make any animal passive and pliable. But the cage around their perceptions is a fragile thing. Many things can break its hold, violence especially.
Okay, that's a lore way to say if you deactivate an animal and then attack it, it'll attack you back.
With the Force, anything is possible. But that is the end of the lesson for now.
You almost never give me lessons, Kreia. Hey, I got Beast Trick for free. That's a good thing I didn't spend levels on. It gave me a chance to buy it earlier. Would have been a waste. I should see what those other powers it gave me for free were, now that I think about it. Oh, maximum force points increase. That's cool. Maybe it would have given me like improved Beast Trick or something. Alright. Out of curiosity, I feel like these Obsidian games are full of little ideas like that just kind of happen once. Like, maybe somebody there wanted Kreia to be interjecting with these lessons and teaching you new force powers through the whole game, and it just doesn't really happen that much. It's really interesting. Specialist 4. Cool, see you, Nodovan. Have fun. Force chain, increase melee damage from Weapon Master. 2 additional points of damage with any successful melee attack. Plus 1 bonus to deflect blaster bolts. Greater prestige sense. Plus 2 defense. You just have so many buffs in this game, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, right? That's exactly what I mean, Sornus. They have all these cool ideas like that, and then they just forget about it. Or they don't have time to deploy all of it or something, right? I'm actually not sure which one of it is. It's like that with just the computer usage and repair usage in this game too. Like the entire tutorial is all over the place, and then you do entire planets where you don't use computer use or repair even once. Since the HVAC guys just headed out, I'm going to take a short break here in about 10 minutes or so to go let the kitties out. They're locked up in the room with the litter box right now and very miserable. So they wouldn't run out as the contractors were coming in and out. Go free them.
Let's get this over with.
Fall. A weakness is revealed.
Hey. So many levels up. Arm specialist 5. Free the cats. Poor kitties. Powers. Ooh. Improved force heal. That's exciting. Especially since I have max light side. How much does that actually heal for? $15 vitality points plus 1 point per charisma and wisdom, 2 times the force level. What's the difference between these? Oh, twice the level. Okay. That's pretty significant healing. Given that, I mean, how many hit points do I have max? 223. Okay. It's actually not that great, but...
You there, I am in need of your assistance.
Happy to help.
I'm Kumis, and Zargo is not wrong in thinking me dead. We assume that any Mandalorian who does not report back within a day has been taken by the jungle.
Seems
I
reasonable.
still live. I'm just in a difficult situation.
How difficult?
A patrol was sent to look for weapon caches in this region. They found 3 sites that looked promising. Zarga told me to prove myself by taking explosives to those sites and uncovering the caches, if they exist.
How'd
This
you
was
get
the first site. After easily dispatching some Maras, I removed my pack and began to plant my charges along this ridge. When I finished setting the charges, I looked down to see Canucks swarming all over my pack. The pests were eating everything. I killed the Canucks, but then a herd of Bomas arrived. I had no more ammo. The extra energy cells I had brought had been in my pack, so I've been up here, weaponless for 2 days.
Isn't it against the Mandalorian code to run out of ammo?
Blaster rifles don't use much energy, and their energy cells last a long time. How often have you had to change ammo?
Yeah, I was gonna say, basically never. They're the Gizka of Dxun. Gizka are like the the tribbles of Star Wars.
Even if I got by the Bomas, there are too many beasts between here and the checkpoint. Bravery is commendable, but there's no honor in suicide. I thought I could survive until another patrol came by and then return to camp with my brothers.
How can I help?
You must have cleared a path to the beast coming here. If you take care of the Boma beast, I can make it to safety.
Sure.
Your actions are worthy of a Mandalorian. Return here when you have slain the beast and I will be able to return to camp.
Alright guys, I will be right back. I'm gonna go free the kitties from their prison. Hey, we're back. Alright, back to video games. See if the kitties show up on the couch later. Every time I let them out, they like freak out and slowly re-explore the whole house to make sure there's not folks standing around.
Don't touch that button, it'll blow up all my charges.
I haven't seen Guardians 2 yet. Is it good? You mean this button here? Marty. Please not destroy the boxes, Marty. I heard that Guardians 2 was good. It's a fun movie. And that it's kind of like doubling down a little bit too much on the stuff that made the first movie funny. But that's not so much a bad thing, it's just that, you know, it's too bad that they weren't trying something different with it, if that makes sense. I like the first Guardians. It's a fun movie. I mean, I like Chris Pratt. And you good time?
I'm grateful for your help, stranger. I'm returning to the Mandalorian camp now. I won't forget this.
No problem, dude. You could have just shot them up there.
Please,
If I gave you some ammo.
this incident to anyone.
Oh, the animation cycle they used for him to be
I have no
embarrassed
love
there.
for Mandalorians, but just letting him starve up there, I think you did the right thing. I agree. There was enough senseless death back then to last a lifetime.
Maybe Beodur will be happy with this. Nice. How happy? Hey, he doesn't get a stat bonus for being max light side? Bullshit. I liked the first Guardians movie. I didn't think it was like the best movie ever. I was excited that Marvel and Disney were willing to try something a little bit different from the rest of their properties at the time, because it's kind of a hard sell. Like, let's do this franchise that most people who aren't hardcore comic book fans have never heard of before, that involves like 6 or 7 brand new characters. You know, don't have it be set on Earth, so it's not even in a familiar
I shall
area.
let this one see.
Oh, I need to catch up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really liked what I've seen of that show. I heard it got renewed for another season too, which is really exciting. But like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the first 6 or 7 episodes are a little slow, and it's kind of like Monster of the Week. It's mostly Coulson that's carrying it. But once they start the whole subplot connected with the Winter Soldier movie, it gets really good and doesn't stop being good. Joss Whedon. I think there's still kind of a problem with a lot of the Disney and Marvel movies, and that they're all still very safe. I don't really think there's been an exception yet. Even the better movies like Winter Soldier, which I think are good because they change up the universe so much. Like maybe if Joss Whedon had been given more creative control and there was less executive meddling, Avengers 2 could have been a good movie. The trailers for it made it seem super dark.
Take him down.
Iron Man 3 had a similar problem. Yeah, you have more time to talk about the stories in the TV show. I don't think you have enough time in 2.5 hours to tell a story about like 7 characters, right? Unwinnable situations. All these corpses. Hey, green crystal, let's go. You have to find a way to get... TV seems like a good medium for something you wouldn't want to do a video game for, because you don't want to tell a story that's potentially 100 hours long, and you don't want to necessarily have consumer agency in the storytelling. You don't want it to be as short as a film, though. A little bit more control, room to explore. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Lower the stakes, I think, is probably the biggest one. After seeing Logan, I didn't really appreciate what a problem that is in so many superhero movies, until I saw a movie do something that felt really different. I thought Ant-Man was pretty good. That didn't really have high stakes. Kind of a fun heist movie. Civil War was about as good as you were going to get with that many characters. I actually really like Doctor Strange, and it was probably Dan Harmon's influence on the script. Without spoiling the movie, one of the ways that the movie is resolved doesn't depend on the One Punch Man effect, where it's just like, okay, there's going to be a fight scene. Who did the director, who did the writer decide is going to win? Like, it's actually based on characters being clever and using the rules of the universe in a certain way to achieve their ends. Which I'd like to see in a lot more movies. I feel like we don't get that. Winning with their mind, you know? It's part of the reason I like Mad Max Fury Road so much, is like the resolution of that film could have been the stereotypical, like, disaster movie, post-apocalyptic movie thing where they're looking for the green place, or in the case of Waterworld, they're looking for dry land, you know? And the drama, the resolution of the drama is, does dry land exist? Does the green place exist? And that's boring, because it's like, okay, what did the writers decide is true about the universe, instead of presenting an internally consistent world and then making the characters make a decision that's within the bounds of that world that's already been presented. It's not based on some, like, plot surprise. Like, is there this promised land, you know? And Fury Road manages to avoid even answering the question of, is there a promised land? It's just like, let's put this resolution into our characters' hands. Yeah, right? I didn't expect that movie to be so rad. It's interesting because it's like, Mad Max is not the main character. And he shouldn't be if they're going to keep making movies. Like,
this one will fall.
He's a camera. We have too many properties that are like that. I guess there's Big Trouble in Little China, where the main character is the sidekick and the sidekick is the hero. That's a one-off.
A weakness is revealed.
That thing just dropped a lightsaber? Alright, I'm not gonna question it, but okay. Oh man, they really want to give me purple crystals in this game. I don't know why. The Wakazashi lightsaber. Alright, let's see what we can find here. Can I heal him? Wow, that was a big heal. Holy shit. That or they had like out of combat HP regeneration that caught up really quickly or something. Yeah. I really dig that. Yeah, I get to know about Dragon Quest. The protagonist usually isn't that important.
I am a Mandalorian scout. I don't go on patrols.
Okay.
Mandalore sent me out here personally to track a ship that landed in the area.
Ship?
No, it wasn't them. That ship was damaged and screaming its ID signature all the way down. This one was trying to slip
Possibly
in quietly,
Sinus, yeah.
and it was keeping its
Was
eye
it
on emissions to
a year after Episode 3 came out? It had to have been before, right? I thought that that Coder 1 came out shortly after Phantom Menace, before or maybe coterminous with Attack of the Clones, which is why it had like the swoop bike racing with the same sound effects and everything.
Just this corpse here. Looks like a scout, and pretty green, too. The fool walked right into a group of Canucks and got torn apart. He can't have been the only one crawling around here. If there's
So
more,
3
we
was
need to take them
2005.
out.
Okay.
You up for some action?
Stop talking into the killing.
We can't let them find the camp, if that's what they're looking for. We need to track them down and make sure their trip here is real short. Squeamish? Don't worry, I'm not planning on killing them unless I have to. But
That's
people
good.
do have
Friendly
a habit of
Mandalorian
shooting
in
at
this game.
Mandalorians on sight. If so, I wouldn't mind a good fight. There's more of these scouts in the jungle. There's many paths, and I don't want them to slip by. If we split up, we should be able to find their scouts, if you're up for it.
Sure.
I'm going to take up a position to the east. You go west. I'll make sure none of them get past me.
Sorry guys, 1 sec. I'm letting Apex and Mando know that those PAX tickets are up.
My life is yours.
Let's go.
We're back. Twice the pride, double the fall.
I haven't seen anybody come around here yet. Keep looking to the west.
West, huh? Oops. Well, I guess I can do one of those. It's forced jump, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe it's a little buggy. Oh well. Am I right that Knights of the Old Republic 1 came out like right before, or maybe it was developed at the same time as Attack of the Clones? Or had Attack of the Clones already been out? I feel like they turned them around pretty quickly. The 3 prequels. Not as quickly as they're doing with the new sequels. Hey, Viridian Crystal. Maybe I use the detonator to blow this up. High-grade explosives. Let me save first. So I'm not sure if something bad's gonna happen if I proc this here. So 2 doesn't do. Oh, okay. So it did come out after 2. It's probably being developed while the movie was still out. Seems potentially bad. See?
I shall make this one see. A weakness is revealed. A weakness is revealed.
Is a weakness revealed? Oh man, we got a new droid efficiency at its best since HK won't say it. Yeah, this game came out fast, didn't it? just imagine that, like, it managed to... It must have taken time for KOTOR 1 to be so popular for them to know that they wanted to make a sequel and that they needed to outsource the sequel to another studio with Obsidian. So it has to have been less than a year this whole game was thrown together. Man, that's too bad. Imagine how much radder this game would have been if Obsidian had like 5 years to make it. Oh well. Restored content mod fixes some of those problems, it sounds like.
I haven't seen anybody come around.
Keep looking at the west. Cool. Apex and Mando got their PAX tickets, so we're confirmed. Very nice. This is to the east, but I went to the west and there was nothing there. Maybe I have to go in that cache he was talking about. Try that real quick. Right. As if they needed it, right? Everybody I knew went to go see Revenge of the Sith. The most meme-tastic of the prequel trilogy, arguably. I still need to watch the Chinese bootleg subtitle version of Revenge of the Sith, the one where, like, when Darth Vader yells no, it says "do not want." It's pretty funny. Deadly frag mine.
How may I serve?
Yeah?
Okay. Can I put him on solo mode? Because I have a sudden extreme fear that they're all just going to start walking into mines. For the best here. Hey, M-Bubs, how you doing? How has your week been treating you? Yeah, I love that generic. Because that Reddit post, it's like one of the, it's like the top 5 Reddit posts of all time, right? The Senate. It's going pretty well. Got some HVAC contractors out installing air conditioning in our new house. Been stressing out our kitties a bit, but it's very nearly done. I think it'll be wrapped up finally tomorrow. Oh, cool. Eric, can you send me just a Discord direct message so I can merge your accounts if you want? I can get your old hours watched and your sphere points and all that stuff deleted off the old account if you're going to use this new one permanently. I'm going to say... Examine droid. Activate droid. There's a lot of droids they let you interact with. Holy shit. This room has an unusual amount of interactables for this game. We're getting it installed in preparation for summer out here. Because we're worried about it getting hot. I'm a princess when it comes to air conditioning. I don't know if I'd be able to live in Europe. I understand it's a lot less common to have air conditioning there. At least the level it's common in the US. Oh, did it just come to life? Holy shit. Did they all just come to life? That's a lot of droids. Maybe I didn't want to do that. Well, this might be really loud if it's going to trigger the sound effect for every droid in the room here. I did turn the sound effect volume way down. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Oh, this guy looks fun.
weakness is revealed.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Won't take long.
Just cool enough naturally. I can handle up to about, if you live in a place that doesn't really get higher than 75, I can.
My life is yours.
Okay. But other than that, I'm a total wuss when it comes to AC. Like, you can always add more layers. You can only remove so many before you get arrested.
For me. This is too tough for me.
I think when it says impossible, that doesn't mean my skill's too low. It's a separate thing, I would say.
Set and activated.
None of the stuff in there broke. That's exciting. Sure. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense in Bubs. Oh boy, you could go. Yeah, that's a big part of it. Like, I'll show you guys. We'll do a tour of the new stream office once I finish making it look nice. Right now it's still in just functional mode.
In no time.
But with the lights and the stream tower and all the consoles, it gets pretty hot in this room pretty quickly. A lot of loot rolls in this room, if nothing else.
This is too tough for me.
Power shield. I really wish this game didn't have randomized loot.
Set and
I wonder if that's another like consequence of the game being rushed, that it was just easier to make a loot table and have all the boxes be randomized instead of set them all manually. Probably reduce the amount of testing they had to do, right? Alright, well, I just got a bunch of shit. Let me see if I can see what's new. Hey, Game Saucer, how you doing? Bunch of new guns, probably not going to use Sylvar's robe. Restricted to light side only, Dex +2. Not great. What's the deal with all the things that like specifically call out that Beodur can't equip them? I feel like requiring Jedi defense would already exclude him from equipping a lot of these things, wouldn't it? It seems very strange. Seems pretty good. Wrath Holy Battlesuit. Combat Sensor. Consciousness Helm. Constitution +2. That's pretty good. I might want that, especially if it lets me equip more amps. Let's see. Let me equip the Holy Suit. Totally can. Nice. Wisdom +1, Will +1. Con 16. Okay, it looks like it's based on natural constitution, so that sounds good as I thought it was. Can put the meditation band back up. A Coder 2 de-randomizer. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd like it. I feel like you're pretty incentivized to, like, reload a room like this until you get really good loot. I'm curious what the speedrun for this game is like. I assume it involves a lot of loot rerolling. Or maybe RNG manipulation. People have kind of abandoned content mods. Yeah, it sounds like if you want more Knights of the Old Republic, you pretty much have to play the Old Republic MMO. Which doesn't seem so bad. It looks like it's a game you can pretty much play single player, and the control style's not that dissimilar from the way this game plays. It's not pausable combat is really the only difference, I would say. Most MMO combat is turn-based, it's just that a turn is only like 2 seconds long.
I haven't seen anybody come around.
To the west, alright, maybe we can go west and south, maybe in southwest. Yeah, that would be really cool. With EA controlling BioWare, I don't know though.
Set the staging camp up here.
Here we go.
This jungle just never ends.
Lieutenant, 2 of our scout patrols haven't reported back.
Do more?
Be fine.
Nothing is worth this.
More beasts!
Everyone, attack!
Why do you mean to attack the scouts? Can I choose not to attack the scouts?
This won't take long.
Nope. Well, that's too bad. I wanted to spare these people. Wonder if that's an unfinished thing. Seems like you'd have like a dialogue option or something. Pretty cool looking dude there, Beodur. Oh, that sounds really good. Can you post the link to that in Discord, Generic? To check it out after stream. RNG manipulation is such a cool concept to me. Like, I like watching a speedrun once to figure out, hear what all the crazy crap they do to make the run work. There's some cool stuff in like the Final Fantasy VII speedrun. I think the RNG seed in that game is the step counter, so you do this very practiced, precise pattern of stutter stepping, running, and walking to ensure you get the right combats.
I haven't seen anybody come around here yet. Keep looking to the west.
Alright. I just did that. Maybe he means south. Is this mission bugged?
What
maybe?
happened to Lan?
He got swarmed by those little beasts. I think they're called Canox.
I hope this mission is worth it to the Colonel. If not... Wait, did you hear that?
That's him! Get him!
Cool golden gun.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah, force jump doesn't really seem to work often enough to be worth trying to trigger it. You move across the map really fast when you're on force speed. Okay. Interesting.
I found more of their scouts, but they started shooting as soon as they saw me. I heard blaster rifle fire coming from deeper in the jungle. You find anything?
We're in the mood to talk.
Surprised they wouldn't talk to you. I thought their grudge was only with Mandalorians.
Maybe that's
Find out
actually
anything
going to be story.
useful from them? Colonel, huh? Could be Colonel Tobin. Tobin is General Vaklu's personal cat hound. If he's on your trail, you might want to steer clear of Onderon.
To reset my Reddit password?
I'm not surprised. He was probably acting on orders from Vaklu. If so, you've made some dangerous...
Any other Reddit users just get that email?
General Vaklu is the cousin of Queen Talia. He's also in charge of the Onderon military. He led the Onderon resistance when we occupied their world during the Mandalorian Wars. He was a worthy foe. Maybe more than a match for you. Mandalore needs to know about the scouts. I'll let him know your role in dealing with them.
Who are those
They're
scouts?
Onderon military, although they were trying to be secret about it. I've got a feeling you're going to need all the help you can get. One last thing about the battle circle. Your actions have proven you worthy of facing our best in the circle. Perhaps we can face each other there. See you at camp.
Cool. I have all my email addresses set up to forward to a central inbox. And then I have it set up in that central inbox that when I send emails from it, it replies back as whatever email message was sent to. So if they send it to my personal non-Twitch email, like I still see it in my Twitch email inbox, and it auto-replies as whatever they send it to. Although I have, like, there's this local Indian restaurant that has an online reservation service that I sign in with Google, and I accidentally set up my account using my Twitch account, so whenever I go in I have to tell them that it's Marstead picking up the order instead of Dylan. Very confusing the first time. I have to say that with Comcast Business. What's your business name? Marstead? They were supposed to install our new business internet this morning and they screwed up. They didn't actually schedule the appointment. And the people on the call were extremely friendly and credited me for an entire month's bill, which is quite a bit. It's like $130 for a business account. So hey, I'll wait a day for upgraded internet. Watch it crash 2 minutes from now that I've said that. Yeah. I also feel like less of a jerk, like, complaining to these people, since it's a business account. In a residential account, the problem is I'm always like 0.001% of users, right? How many people have a residential internet that actually goes over the data cap every month and needs it to never jitter even for a couple milliseconds over the course of 5 hours? Basically nobody. But I'm paying them a premium for it now, so... I was bitching before, now I'm going to bitch confidently. Yikes. I wish I could get marstead@gmail.com back. I set that up when Gmail first came out, back when it was invite only. I would think I was like 12 or something. And whenever I tried to recover the account, it asked me for my library card number, because that was the only identifying information I had when I was 12. And I'm like, I don't have my fucking library card number. I even tried calling my old library in Ohio, and they're like, we have no record of that, sorry. What do you have to sell? Well, we've already talked to him. We beat him that one time.
Blasters.
I think that once you've met a merchant, their inventory is locked in permanently after that. Yeah. Techs are way more competent. That just, I couldn't believe that that was his approach. Oh yeah, the residential internet just sucks. It sucks real bad. I'm like, thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Oh, interesting, generic. I think my YouTube account has always been associated with my email. I don't think I set up an account there until after they bought out YouTube. Alright, let's save.
Kelborn says you are worthy enough to face champions. You may fight in the battle circle again.
Hooray!
Swords only. No items
Swords
for the Jedi's
only.
force. And no sword of the Jedi's choosing. Just a simple long blade.
Can I take
Kelborn
it off?
chooses to fight with the blade. You may fight with fist, foot, and the blade provided.
Okay. Dueling Virus Sword, no. Nice.
The match between Jedi and Kelborn is over. The Jedi is the
I have a
clear
bunch of
and honorable
excess
victor.
accounts, mostly for the chat relay thing we were using before when we were multi-streaming.
If you fight in the circle again this day, you will face
But so
the
there, if
bravest
someone
and
mistypes
strongest
my
of
email,
us,
it'll still make it to me.
Braylor.
So that's nice. Braylor is the dude that wants me to fight with all of my weapons, so let me go ahead and equip my lightsaber and save my game.
Here to watch a fight or... We eagerly look forward. No terms today, Sergeant. I would fight the Jedi with all of his arsenal. Braylor will fight you as you are. Still no killing and
Yeah,
no
if you shoot me
battle
a Discord
circle,
DM, I treat
but
that
you
as
may
like a
use
task
whatever
list.
else you want.
Take care of it. No problem. So we got Master Speed first, and then Battle Meditation. He wants to... You want to go melee while I got all my force shit together? Guess he's pretty buff at melee. Alright, I take it back. Oh, that worked.
The match between Jedi and Braylor
Just had to swing the one time,
The
apparently.
Jedi is the clear and honorable victor. You have defeated the most worthy of us. You walk away the champion of the battle circle this day. We will not forget your deeds, or the honor.
Honor 100 out of 100. Brilliant.
You are the champion of the... That is your...
I can spar with whoever I want.
So, I lose again. I still have much to learn. The last Jedi I fought was in a ship-to-ship battle on Malachor 5. I lost, but was...
Now this is pod racing.
Before the Mandalorian Wars, we looked at Jedi as weak. Their code restricted their full potential. The Jedi were limited by a narrow sense of morality that couldn't survive a real war. But our view was the narrow one. I see that clearly now. I sense we both learned something today.
These Mandalorians are so friendly and nice. I haven't really run into the stereotype so far. Maybe Revan really influenced Canderous to be a nice guy. Otter Game Plus. Alright, so we just did a shit ton of quests. We have the repair things to turn into that one guy, if I can find him here. Back around this way, right?
For Mandalore!
Yeah?
Lost again. What a bummer.
You found Kumas, and alive, no less. I suppose I should offer my gratitude. He's got a mind like a stunned Minok, but he's
Seemed
got
nice
courage.
enough to me.
He was evasive when I asked him what happened, however. Trying to survive in the jungle must have taken its toll.
Mostly in danger of starving to death.
We'll see if Kumas will prove warrior enough to be worth all this trouble.
Mandalorian assault armor. Probably counts as heavy armor. Need to get him a new feat. 13 defense. Yeah, might want to try to grab that. He doesn't have any dexterity, I don't think. I think he's got +1. It's for some gear he has. I haven't been able to select a feat for Deodorant in a long time.
Back to camp without encountering any other beasts. You have my gratitude.
Yeah, right, Sornus. It's like, this whole planet it would be like if you played Mass Effect and you went to Tuchanka and the Krogans acted like this. You're like, you sure you guys are the Krogans?
Please, don't tell anyone what happened. If the others were to know, I would be disgraced.
We're not genocidal. We're friendly. We have quests we need you to do. Wonder why they went with that. Obsidian.
Any progress with...
Both the cables and the computer are working.
Best thing I've heard in weeks. I'll be sure to tell Mandalore about your help. Look, I have some extra parts and computer spikes.
I needed both of those
you can
things.
probably
Thank
make
you.
better use of them than I can. Any progress with... Let me see. Those pieces are in fine shape. Still one piece missing there. Bring that to me, and I'll try and fix the telemetry computer.
I already fixed it with spikes. Must be another thing out there that I can fight. I can try going out there again here in a second. Double check my quest log. Probably another remains that I failed to loot. Okay, I can take a look at it. Fucking thank you. Passage. Covered in ear. Guard captain. Okay.
Word has spread that you have defeated Braylor. The story of that battle will be told in our clan for years to come. Safe journey to you. I'm impressed. Too bad you're a Jedi. You'd make a formidable Mandalorian.
Can Mandalorians not be force sensitive? Mandalorian Chamber Mark II. Yeah. Trying to run around the jungle here and see if there's something I failed to loot earlier. Try to level them up. Powers. Level 2 res, maybe? All allies, okay. An ally. That's slightly better healing. I guess if she's the only one that's alive, that's pretty nice. Okay, here's our feet. Oh, he can't even ever get heavy armor proficiency. That's a bummer. I didn't realize that. The new fist attack either. Buzz off. Nice, Sarnas. I'd probably go for the regenerate. HP. The other upgrades are all about as good as I'm going to get for this guy, I think. This demolition might be nice, but... yeah, the inflow system's cool. Fine with it. This game is just full of ideas for systems that aren't fully well fleshed out. Nothing up here. So it's probably something I've already killed and I just missed the remains to loot it. Is there a Boba Fett game yet? Let's make a Boba Fett game. It's technically not Mandalorian, right? Boba and Jango just have Mandalorian armor. They're descended from the Mandalorians or something. I think they were extinct by the time of the original trilogy. Yeah, I could hear that soreness. It's like they took the whole battle-hardened Klingon thing and just turned it up to 11. Didn't really add a lot of depth. Don't really get a sense of why they are the way they are, right? It's such a common trope to have the war-loving thrill of battle. Hey, I was correct. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe descended from the Mandalorians? I don't know if it matters. It's like, is he a real New Zealander or not? I don't think that the Mandalorians are a separate race from humans. It's just like a country. Inner strength. See what that is later. Let's get the last two up in fighting feet. I wish these gave bonus damage too. We're starting to get to a point where the hit bonus is really not a big deal. Master Battle Meditation, maybe. Beast Confusion. Okay. Let's get the always on buff.
Yeah?
Right. A long time from now.
This is a mess. Oh!
Mandalore is basically space New Zealand. At least that seems to be the canon established by the casting of Jango Fett, since all these Mandalorians have a Kiwi accent.
I hear you gave Davril a warrior's death. You understand more of our ways than I thought.
Old sealant. What a pump. Pretty good.
Any progress with the repairs or the You do? Let me see.
I sure
I
do.
don't know how, but these pieces look in good enough shape to repair. I'll have the telemetry computer repaired in no time.
Glad I could help out.
I'll be sure to tell Mandalore how much help you've been.
Yeah.
I know you didn't ask, but here's a reward anyway.
Hey, thank you.
Mandalorians are expected to do anything they can to help, but you're a stranger, and you didn't have to help us.
I'm not going to turn down rewards anymore because my light side points are at maximum, and I kind of need this stuff. Components. Oh. Okay. Let's see what other quests that I have here. I get in trouble for blowing up the cache. Where is Mandalore relative to here? He's fairly close, isn't he? He's in here, right? Hey, what's up?
Let's go.
Not Canderous. Let's see, med packs, reflex packages, strength D package. Constitution 18. It seems like the implants aren't that great in this game, unfortunately. I don't need any of that. Oops. Oh, having that bug where we miss all their dialogue. Just gave me a double-bladed lightsaber. Alright. Right on. Don't question it, just roll with it. A red one of all things. I feel like the game is just feeding lightsabers to me now.
Good. I want the shuttle bound for Onderon within the hour. What do you want?
Is all in readiness?
It is. Like I promised. Why? You want to back out
Getting
now?
glitch with dialogue where I couldn't talk to him.
You escort to Onderon, Mandalorian. Would you do any less for one of your clan?
Don't pretend to understand us. We Mandalorians are a breed apart.
If by apart you mean scattered, broken,
Totally
and
that.
lost,
Yeah, the game just feeds them to you occasionally when you finish quests.
Not for long. Soon the Mandalorians will be strong
Guessing
again.
it's giving you full
United as
lightsabers
one
in place
clan
of
under one
parts.
banner. Mine.
Ah, yes. The Great Crusade. After the first one was ended by Revan and the Jedi. Such a defeat was merciful, an echo of the end, when your ships were in flames, crushed in the grip of Malachor V. But I do not need to remind you of such things.
I was at Malachor 5, and I remember how many Jedi died to stop us there. And no matter how many dead orbit that planet, the Mandalorians still...
Did Canderous talk about Malachor 5 in KOTOR 1? I don't remember.
See Kex there?
Yeah, Clan Order, if you didn't recognize John Sagan's voice at that point.
Kelborn was a scout for the Duros on Frontier Worlds. I brought
That makes sense, generic.
them a purpose. This galaxy will be ours again. I promise you. That is the future.
Indeed. The future is always in motion. It is a difficult thing to see. Perhaps there will be no New Age Mandalore, no great
I'm on MacGuffin
Mandalorian
number 2.
crusade.
MacGuffins in this
Perhaps
one
your
are
people
Jedi
fought
Masters
their
who went
last
missing.
battle at Malachor V,
I'm at
and
2
you
out
have
of
been
4.
dying ever since. A quiet
Jedi
death
Lord
that will
Souls.
last centuries.
It's the Jedi
And
Master
perhaps
of
all
Wind
that
or some
remains
shit.
will be what I see before me. A man wounded by a Jedi, encased in a Mandalorian shell, hunted by the thought of being the last of the Mandalorians.
He's definitely not. Oh, she's talking about Jango Fett.
Or your Jedi whelp are going to keep you safe from me.
No, Mandalore, you are wrong.
Pray I
hope
get
that
visions
it is
of
you who
Attack
will
of the
keep one I
Clones.
travel with safe. You are loyal, and you have served many masters, even when they abandoned you. Do you wonder where she wanders now, Mandalore? Why she gave you your orders, then abandoned you at the edge of the galaxy?
Talking about Revan.
I know many things, and I can answer the question that burns within your shell, Mandalore. But there is a price. You must keep the one I travel with safe. He is important to me, more important than anything. Show the same loyalty you have shown in the past, Mandalore. If there is a Mandalorian crusade, let it be for something that will carry your people's memory into the future. So when the time comes when there are no more Mandalorians, then at least their honor will remain. The one I travel with has walked your same path, and I ask that when the end comes, that you remember that kinship, even if it seems there is nothing else left.
Forget the Jedi. Keep your eyes on her.
Yeah, right.
1, 2, 3.
Mandalorians, we've got company. Stealth targets have breached our perimeter.
Wait a moment. I sense there is a disturbance in the camp. Our enemy has tracked us here. I did not expect them so soon. How did they get here, I wonder? Regardless, we must eliminate them all. None of them can escape. Our whereabouts must remain a secret. Let us join the battle. Our allies will need our help.
Cool. Hey, Dieter, while you're in here, do you have any interest in going to PAX this year? PAX West? Also, Ludifex, did you, I forget if you're in Club PA, did you get the advance tickets notice today? Just came in at the beginning of today's stream. It's a disturbance in the camp. Right. Ah, bummer. So far, every year for the past 3 or 4 years, they've given advance badge purchases to Club PA members.
This won't take long.
It's been worth the membership.
Take them down. This won't take long.
Seems trouble follows you on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
it's best for both of us if we head to Isis immediately.
I think for this one,
Grab
since
your
they've already
gear.
sent out
My men
the
will take care of cleaning up the
message,
mess.
but you could get it for next year. It still costs the same, they just give you an advance opportunity to purchase them. Alright, so we gotta bring Mandalore, so we should bring Visas as well. Cool, let us know. I think we're gonna go ahead and get a hotel reservation. Email Apex about that. Uh-oh, am I frozen on the loading screen here? Please, please let the autosave have triggered recently. Yeah, because the rooms will be gone as soon as the badges go on sale proper. That we had that problem last year. We got a room at Las Quintas, which is a couple blocks from the convention center. It's not too bad. Let's hope that I got an autosave recently. I don't think I manually saved fairly recently. Dangers of playing. Hello. Infinite Marstead, there we go. Yeah, we'll have to meet up again. It's been fun.
I hear you, Gabe.
So it set me pretty far
Any
back.
progress with the you do. I'll be
You confirm again that those are all done. Maybe I can actually talk to Canderous this time. He won't just kick me out. Yeah, it's still the Washington State Convention Center. Any of the hotels that are right next to it, like the places that actually have panels and stuff, are likely already all sold out. But if you're willing to go a few blocks away, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I'm actually going to write it off as a business expense this year. I think with buying the house, since you can claim mortgage interest, we'll actually have enough in itemized deductions to exceed the standard deduction for once. So I'll claim PAX as a business expense. Doesn't make it free, but... I go around the other way, fine. Mandalore, I'll save right before talking to him in case the game crashes again. It's happened a couple times in Coder 2 so far, usually on a loading screen. It hasn't been too bad though. Gen Con is cheaper. I've heard PAX East is pretty cool, but it's a lot more crowded because they don't have quite as many venues for stuff, so you're more likely to have to wait in line for things. Here we go.
All scouts report in.
Please don't crash.
You defeated Braylor in the battle circle. Either you're very lucky, or you're a lot tougher than you look. Kelborn said you dispatched some covert military scouts in the jungle with him. He spoke highly of your work. Zuka told me you helped out with some repairs around the base. I was hoping you'd prove yourself more with a lightsaber, but it's certainly a great help. The gate guard said you managed to kill a Zakek. Those are tough beasts, Jedi. You've earned some respect around here. Zarga told me that you returned one of our sheep to the herd. You have gained some small prestige by helping Kuma.
Glad this is actually working now.
Did you have to kill
I don't know why it
to find
didn't
those
before.
parts for Zuka? That was a tremendous help. I won't forget it. You've made quite a reputation around here. You did better than I thought you could. I was planning on heading to Isis tomorrow, but I'll move up the timetable and take you now. You won't be able to get to the Ebon Hawk from the city. If you need to grab anything from your ship, I'd do it now.
Don't think we need to. I set off a detonator in the jungle.
I know, it made quite a racket. Good work. That's to be expected. They don't really like it when someone makes loud noise in their territory. It wouldn't be much of a test if all you had to do was take a hike through the jungle, now would it? You're alive, in one piece, and learn something about the beasts of the jungle.
He gave me another short... That last time it was a double-bladed lightsaber, so occasionally when you talk to people you get lightsabers in the main plot. I guess it's lightsaber pieces if you haven't collected a full lightsaber yet, to make sure that you can build a lightsaber eventually. And then the one that it gives you is randomized, because Coder 2.
Are you ready to go to...
That's funny.
I'm going to talk with Zuka and have him start a shuttle flight check.
After this, I'm going to try to skip the dialogue here.
How are the port stabilizers?
They check out Mandalore. All systems are green.
Good. I want the shuttle bound for Onderon within the hour. What do you want?
Is all in readiness?
Can I skip this? I'm not sure if I can. There we go.
Show this.
Please actually load this time. Please, please, please.
1, 2, 3.
Mandalorians, we've got company. Stealth targets have breached our perimeter.
Wait a moment. I sense there is a disturbance in the camp.
So I gotta fight these guys again.
I found you again. We were together at
And in the middle of this battle, I'm having this conversation with Beodir because I clicked on him on accident. But I was trying to get through that cutscene.
Getting philosophical on me? I'm here because you found me on Telos and I decided
This
to
is
come
insane. I wanted to talk about it with you more, dude. I'm sorry. All I did was press the confirm button to try to progress into this scene again. Let me try loading that really quick. It's so goofy.
Are you ready to... I'm going to talk with Zuka and have him start a shuttle flight check.
Smash to try to skip here.
How are the port stabilizers?
They check out Mandalore, all systems are green.
Good. I want the shuttle bound for Onderon within the hour. What do you want?
Is all in readiness?
It is. Like, don't pretend...
It is.
Show the same loyalty you have shown in the past, Mandalore. The one...
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Mandalorians, we've got company. Stealth targets have breached our perimeter.
Wait a moment. I sense there is a... I did not... None. Let us...
Don't accidentally talk to Beodur this time. There you go. Alright, everything's gonna be fine now. I'll try to save right after. And then it like gives you a party selection mid-battle. It's so glitchy. Can I not target them to use Flurry instead?
Seems trouble follows you on a regular basis. I think it's best for both of us if we head to Isis immediately. Grab your gear. My men will take care of cleaning up the mess.
Gotta bring Beodur, right? So that we have a tech specialist? I'm already pretty good. Okay, please don't crash. Hey, we're getting a cutscene this time instead of crashing. That's very positive. Bodes well. Might still crash after this little cutscene. Fingers crossed.
Vaklu's saying that the Republic ship attacked first? That's madness!
Unfortunately, lie or not, it's a madness people...
All of the Jedi Masters are
The timing
humans
of
in
this
this
is
game. It kind of bums me out. I don't know why they
Space
did
battle above our
that.
skies. So many of our fighters lost.
Curiously, only Tobin's...
Oh, they're doing a
involved
Sentinels
in
and
that
Multiverse
battle.
tabletop
That
RPG?
shoulda.
That's cool.
Strong word, Your Majesty. But there is no good time for news like this. I recommend we continue with our plan.
But won't that bring even more followers to Vaklu's side? Increasing his power?
For a time, perhaps. But we both know he's not the true threat. It's his unseen support from the shadows that we must drag out into the light. Then, and only then, can we strike.
I fear by then it will be too late.
If you're playing this game Dark Side, you're going through and like killing all of these Jedi Masters, right?
Here we are, the city of Isis. It's been shut down tight for months now. General Vaklu is close to declaring martial law.
This place seems
We
pretty
won't be able to travel too far in the city.
not completed as far as like the design of the town and the
I have a friend in this
textures.
quarter of the city.
Lack of
He's
skybox.
a doctor.
Skybox
by
is
name
the
of
same as the
Dagon
moon we
Ghent.
were just
His office
unboxing.
is on the other side of the market square. It might be
Gotcha.
best if
What's the difference
you
between
do
the starter
talking
set?
around here. The Onderonians have a mixed view of
It's like
Mandalorians
basic
after we
rules for
conquered their
playing.
world.
Mandalore gets a bunch of level ups. Wow, yeah, he starts at a low level. Feats. I kind of just want to auto level him up. I don't know that I'm going to use him that much. So he starts at level 6. And I have to level him up like 10 times. Yeah, it's anathema, but I'm sorry. Trust that the game won't totally screw that up. This is just an unfinished area. Part of the main game, Onderon. We haven't done the restored content stuff yet.
Here, eh? I suppose the lockdown has hurt your profits as well. Oh, it must be hard to shuttle people when nobody's allowed to leave. The blockade has been bad for everyone.
Oh nice, how much Ludifex? That's fairly close, I might try doing that. The one we got last year is far away and it's like $320 a night, which even divided by 4 people is going to be rough.
Your manifest says it's been 2 months since you last came here. Oh, it's become much worse since your last trip. Military checkpoints are everywhere. Nothing new. Our space forces have been in full readiness ever since the space battle in orbit. Tensions are running high. All Republic vessels must be searched, and the delays are turning pilots grey before their time. And ever since the Republic fired on our space forces, things have been even slower. Bad days. And things are getting worse. I'd get out of the system quickly if I were you, friend. Well, doesn't look like you have any trade goods, so the inspection's just a formality. Here's your starport visa. Don't lose it. They're priceless right now. If you want to leave the planet, you need a starport visa. They're very hard to get. Many people want to get out of here before things get worse. Certainly. Mind what I said about the starport visa. I know one captain already who can't get back into the starport.
Yeah, it looks like La Quinta's is a bit cheaper per night than Holiday. That's the tabletop hotel, right? The one where they just have all the board game vendors, places to do tournaments, that sort of thing.
I can't believe the Republic assaulted our space forces.
General Vaklu was an underground resistance leader during the Mandalorian occupation.
What do you have for sale? Show me your items. Silencer, carbine, Eagle visor, persuade +2, charisma +1, and normally I would go for that, but it hasn't really mattered with the way this game works so far. Physical +5, holy shit. Oh, no wonder that thing cost 20,000 credits, good god. Too many G Willikers. Constitution 12, charisma +1, maybe. Cheap. Kick with this pheromone package. More than a little silly. Oh, the strength package. Yeah, with the strength package right now I'm at +8 strength modifier. I think I'll stick with that until I get another point of strength. Really? I feel like this game is... This was the first game I ever played where I was like, wow, it's possible for a AAA developer to put out a game that's not finished. I didn't really realize that that was a thing.
Fair winds to
it's just
you,
so
Offroad.
clear in the last hour
Is
or
it
two
too
of
much to
gameplay.
hope that you are a Telosian merchant? These beasts you see here are for delivery to Telos, but the Republic vessels that transport them have to wait for thorough and needlessly long searches. So the city is stacked with caged beasts waiting for their ships. We have stopped gathering beasts now, but they still fill the city. For Drexel and Ryder, the Ithorians brought wealth and prosperity. Our settlements prospered, but now...
Going.
Calm.
Oh, is Soul Reaver unfinished? I didn't know that.
What?
I know that game's gotten good reviews before.
Run! The Boma is out of control!
Can I calm it with my beast trick power? I can, but I don't have any way to stop my allies from fighting it, so I think I have to kill it. Oh, the ending got cut at the last moment. Interesting.
I don't know what to say. I had heard stories, but I assumed that they were fledgling riders, or simply tales that grow in the telling. Not since my first Drexel have I lost control of a beast. I apologize profusely. Here, I give you these credits for the danger I put you in.
Still audio files indicating a true ending. Oh, interesting. And they made later Legacy of Kain games, but I hear they're pretty bad compared to the original game and Soul Reaver, right? It's not the same team that's working on it? The beasts often do
Absolutely this. Not. But recently, things are not as they were. The beasts grow more agitated by the day. The stories say that the smoldering fires of city politics cast a smoke they can smell and breathe. They revert
Are you serious, dude? Are you saying that these animals are all pissed because of politics? Man, don't go to a zoo in the United States right now if that's the case.
As soon as I leave here, I will talk with my family. There is much.
Stop following it after that. Fair enough. 500 credits, I'll take it. Don't need to turn down credits anymore because I'm max light side and video games.
Halt, off-worlder. You'll have to answer some questions before you go into the city. What is your business on ISIS?
Hey, thanks for the host, I-16s. How is XCOM 2 treating you? I've really been enjoying the first XCOM. Looking forward to the next one.
Why not?
Regular
I can see you have no crates or cargo, and your ship is obviously not affiliated with the Republic. You're free to go. Don't lose your starport visa, otherwise you won't be leaving for a long while.
That was easy. But I put all those points into Persuade and no other skills for the main character. It's denied me a lot of other dialogue options.
I want him escorted out if
Who knows with an Obsidian game? Maybe there's only ever one dialogue option for points in repair.
I'm a journalist for ISIS-Com.
You're a Republic spy, and your propaganda will be silenced. We are taking you back to our barracks for interrogation.
But, well, you can't be serious. You accuse me of propaganda? I have proof that Vaklu is withholding information on the so-called Republic.
One more word of treason out of you. What are you looking at? This is none of your business.
Please, sir, help me. Vaklu's troops won't listen. I'm just a journalist, not a spy.
What's going
this
on?
This spy has been using his position as a journalist to spread lies and dissent among our people. No doubt he's been up to other treasonous activity as well.
If you're around Size 16, do you like XCOM 2 better than the first XCOM so far?
I fought in the Mandalorian War.
Yes,
sounds like it made a lot
disloyalty now deeply sickens me.
Cool mechanical improvements. I like that it's a game that assumes that you lost in the first one. I haven't seen too many sequels, and especially in the video game universe, do that.
A warrant? General Vaklu passed an edict giving the military broad authority to detain and question anyone suspected of treasonous activity. It was specifically meant for us to pick up spies like this before they could leave ISIS or go underground.
Over here once we finish XCOM 1. I've ended up liking that game a lot more than I thought I was going to, just from the back of the box elevator pitch people had given me before.
This is just because I try and expose the web of lies that...
Enough out of you! Perhaps this traitor is more of an agent provocateur, sent by the Republic to sow dissent in our ranks.
Do you have proof?
That is classified military information.
Oh, great.
Men, let him go. We'll be back with a court order. Then we'll take him to the barracks. And you should watch yourself. You don't want to be known for siding with people like him.
I don't know how to thank you. I'm getting out of ISIS now. Eventually they'll come back for me. After that, I have a feeling no one will hear from me again. Thank you.
No problem, dude. I'm happy to help. Needed those light side points. Totally don't need the light side points. It's actually kind of disappointing that this game just showers you with so many light side points that you could conceivably max it out less than halfway into the game. I think we were maxed out 2 sessions ago or something. But again, I think it's a Obsidian thing, right? They had this idea. They probably developed all the different missions, side quests and stuff in silos, so they weren't really talking to each other saying, hey, did you use this danger sense? Maybe you should save mechanic again? Maybe you should.
Please, Captain, help me. My children and I are desperate to get off of Onderon.
Do you have an open starport visa?
I sure do.
My husband was killed by General Vaclu's troops. Our home was seized, and we were cast out.
I missed the bust of Jersey City, so I'm mugging you. There's no bust of Jersey City.
I want to
Doesn't
spare
matter,
my
I'm mugging
children
you.
from bloodshed. The military is divided. Some supporting the Queen, others supporting General Vaclu. Their arguments over seceding from the Republic become angrier and more public every day. General Vaclu has said that if the Queen doesn't rule with the consent of the people, she has no right to the throne. Things could get bloody. My husband, he was part of the ISIS council.
Sometimes there'll be a dialogue option that implies the character is more
his views weren't always popular. Over time, he became
attentive, I guess, than you are. Like, it didn't even occur to me that she was lying, but hey, they gave me a dialogue option to accuse her of it, so she
to
must
protect
be.
the Queen. The conspiracy was
Probably these kind of dialogue-focused games, right?
During the arrest. What he did was wrong.
You robbed that discovery from the player in a way.
It's been so difficult since then. I just want to get off this planet and start a new life. Please, help us. No one else will.
Let's see what I can do.
You have the look of someone used to adversity. A cut above the rabble around here.
You suspect she's lying. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone around here begs
getting some
pleads
dropped frames, guys.
For open
Hopefully,
for
the last time since we're getting business internet tomorrow morning.
Or truths?
Stream hasn't gone down yet, really. But I'm seeing a red square.
What does
so.
matter is credits, hard currency. I offer you 2,000 credits if you find an open starport visa. You won't find.
We'll keep streaming for now. I don't think that Coder is like a game that particularly suffers from dropped frames, but if it starts to get really irritating, I'll pause for a little bit and let it pass. You're supposedly missing out on the main character nodding his head, non-specifically.
Does it matter? Truly matter? No. I have no sad story. I just know people who will pay a great deal for an open starport visa. The credits are your share of my profits. The visas are very rare, but I have a feeling you may come across one. Ask someone who cares about that.
Okie dokie. Talk to the soldiers.
Welcome to what must be the smelliest place in the universe, Offworlder. How can I assist you?
I heard there's so many beast cages
Thorians have been buying them to help rebuild Telos. I don't know why, but ever since they started, the Beast Riders have been crawling out of the woodworks to sell them animals. But the Republic blockade has meant long delays, and because of that, beast cages are filling up the streets of Isis. That's an air defense tower. The city's filled with them. Isis is an ancient city, and for many generations, our main enemy was the Beast Riders that lived outside the city. Towers like these were built to protect us against Drexel and their Beast Riders. A Drexel is a flying beast. Huge creatures with teeth the size of your arms. Lethal, and skin like ferrosteel plates. Somehow the Beast Riders figured out how to tame them years ago. That's a long story. You sure you have the time? Most people don't care for an old soldier spinning a tale or two. Someone else who likes history, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm a big history buff.
Isis was formed pretty much at the dawn of our civilization.
Is still struggling over here.
It protected us
after
from
this conversation, I'm going to go into
this city
the
is as old as our
pause the
civilization.
clock, see if it passes.
Most of our technology was invented to fortify these walls and protect us.
He said I get business internet tomorrow. I was supposed to get it today. Hopefully won't have this problem ever again after that.
Wasn't completely certain though. Some of the criminals figured out how to survive out there. They learned how to tame the native beasts. And it wasn't long before they turned their attention to Isis. Stay out of trouble.
Okay. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to throw up the BRB screen, grab something to drink. If you're watching on YouTube, the next video will just pick up right from here if the internet comes back. Yeah, it's actually not that much more expensive. Like, I'm already paying $80 for internet only plus $50 for unlimited data because I go way over the data cap every month. Comcast has a data cap where I live because there's no competition and they can get away with it. It's super frustrating. So business internet is $120. I was paying $130, and I guess I get better customer service and priority line that doesn't have this crap happening all the time. So we'll be gone. I'm going to come back in about 5 minutes and see if it's passed. If it doesn't pass today, we'll add it onto the makeup schedule for my wife's out of town. Thanks all for your patience.